Nobody's ever regretted being nice.
Honestly, it feels so much better.
Today on Poor Decisions, we'll be talking about how to handle those people that you're not too fond of. And I feel like that can happen sometimes, but I have Molly Thompson and Lauren Paul here from the Kind campaign. You guys fight bullies all day. You do such a good job at doing that. So tell me a little bit about the Kind campaign.
We started Kind campaign back in 2009. Really, it started with the documentary that we made called Finding Kind, which now lives at the heart of all of our programming. We both had experiences with bullying, mine in middle school, Molly's in high school, as we all have. So now we travel the world, actually, and do assemblies in schools for girls about bullying and write curriculum and do Kind camps and have volunteer programs and all sorts of programming surrounding this issue.
So very seasoned professionals with how to deal with uncomfortable situations. We're drinking, I feel like some people drink Haterade, but we're drinking the Kind-Aid today.
Kind-Aid.
And fun fact, Molly's mom and my mom are best friends. And then me, Molly, and Lauren all went to Pepperdine. And so I was there when they screened Finding Kind.
And here we are.
I know.
Show.
Let's get into the questions.
Let's do it.
So the first question is, I have a great friend group, but I don't necessarily get along with one person. Do I still have to invite them to outings?
Oh, that's a hard question. That's something that we address, as well when we're in schools, in the assemblies, talking to girls, sharing with them that it's okay that you're not best friends with everyone. But I think it's how you handle that situation. And I think it's about having respect for that person and for yourself and for your peers to handle it in a positive way and not talk badly about that person, because that only spreads negativity and hatred.
I think unless they're treating you poorly or singling you out and bullying you is different than if somebody is just you're just not that close to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so
But I think you know in your gut what feels good and what feels bad. Like if you're intentionally leaving someone out, you know that that's what you're doing.
yeah, and I feel like sometimes I've had friends that have been really negative, just bringing me down, and they kind of always spread their negativity to me. And my mom was always like, before you cut them out, see if there's something deeper going on with them.
yes.
And so my mom's done that even with her friends to this day. We'll be like, look, I noticed that you're really kind of being a little negative, or that is there something else going on? And 9 times out of 10 there is.
And they don't have an outlet necessarily to talk about it. And so because you said something that gave them the opportunity to talk through whatever it might be that they're going through, and probably strengthened y'all's relationship. And here you were not knowing, what it was that they were going through, making them act that way.
So the next question is, I'm dreading going back to school and dealing with my bully. What's the best way to get around this?
First and foremost, if you feel comfortable to address the person and talk about what's going on, we also acknowledge that can be really scary and not realistic. Something that we've told girls to do in the past that they've done and we've gotten really great feedback on is to write a letter. I think it's a good way to kind of not have to be necessarily face-to-face with the person, but be able to sit with your thoughts and kind of really think out what it is that you want to say. And then, depending on what's going on, if you're scared to come to school, if there's someone really harassing you, we want everyone to know that it's so important to talk to someone about what you're going through. You don't have to keep that bottled up inside and go through that alone, because you're not alone. So walking into your guidance counselor's office, a teacher, talking to your parents about what's going on is so important. That's something that I really didn't do when I was going through my experience in middle school, and as a result I ended up in this really dark, really sad place because I just, didn't get any help.
I think going back to school is always just kind of it can be an anxiety-filled time anyways. You're you're starting a new grade, you don't know your teachers, you don't know your new schedule.
I can feel it now.
I know.
We've all been there.
Yes.
We know.
Yes.
When I told my mom about what was going on, it was almost first of all, I didn't want to upset her, but I also felt some sort of shame almost in showing that this was bothering me.
Yeah.
But then, and I was like, there's no way my mom will understand. And I told her, she drove to school, found the girl, and was like, we need to sit down and talk about this.
Wow.
I was like,
how did this situation, did that help or make it worse?
Well, it was kind of nice because I was so scared of confronting her that it kind of forced us to sit down and be alone and talk it out, and then things kind of got better through that.
So I had an experience in middle school with bullying. I was scared to come to school. My grades dropped. I just didn't want to wake up in the morning and face these girls. It's so great to have extracurricular activities and things that create a community and a sense of confidence. I was really able to meet some like-minded people that I didn't go to school with, that had no idea what was going on at school.
You could totally
I could just be I could be myself and not like go there and be like, oh, I'm the girl that's being tortured at school right now.
The next question is, I don't love my best friend's significant other, but she wants us to kind of be BFFs. How do I navigate this? I feel like everyone eventually goes through this. You want your best friend to have like the perfect person and you want to look out for them so badly. There has been one where I just didn't think that the guy was like right for her.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to say anything, you know, but it was also like, okay, they're not really doing anything bad. They're not hurting them, but it's just like, I don't know if they're the right person for them.
Right.
But then there have been situations too where it's like, this person is not very nice. My friend is changing, you know, and that's kind of these multiple situations, I think.
As a friend, it is important to try and find positive things about that person to get along with them, because this is someone who, you know, your friend is into, and maybe you don't think it's going to last forever. And I think that's hard to watch, you know, as a friend, knowing that it's not going to work out. But if your friend is happy and that person is treating your friend well, then I think it's important to kind of be the bigger person.
I think the flip side of that is, you know, if there are things taking place that are hurting your friend, you know, any sort of abuse, you know, whatever that looks like, it's so important then to talk to your friend and hopefully help them move through and past that relationship.
If it's something serious like that, that's when you would need to, you know, go outside of just talking to your friend about it. Obviously address it with your friend, but if she's so in it, I think that's when you go and you find an adult and you share what's going on, because that can get really dangerous, and that's when you don't look for the good in that person and you just go and get the necessary help.
Yeah, and you know, if it is one of those things where you just don't like them for some reason, make sure it's not coming from a place of jealousy, because I
That's
feel
such
like
a good point.
that has happened to me before, where it's like, I just don't like them because they were taking my friend and I didn't want them taking my friend away.
That's so,
you know?
yes, that is very, yes.
Okay, so the next question is, my friend always jokingly makes fun of me, but how do I let them know it's actually hurting my feelings?
Ugh. I like feel it in my stomach because I know that feeling, and it's like so common and real. I think that's something that we all not only have been a victim of, but have also partaken in for sure, where, you know, it's so common to just kind of off the cuff say something and feel like you're making a joke or just being sarcastic. I think it's important to just really hear and feel the words that you're saying and understand that words can hold an incredible weight in somebody's heart and in somebody's life, and just because you think it's a joke doesn't mean it's a joke to that person.
Remind yourself when you're in it that it doesn't have anything to do with you and that person isn't trying to hurt your feelings. But with that said, if your feelings are hurt, I think it's important to go and let that person know.
The next question is, I'm debating about joining a sorority, but what if I don't like everyone? I feel like this is a very common issue with people who want to join sororities.
Yeah, we were both in sororities. Great experience.
We were both
all
DJs.
were
In sororities. We are both DJs,
sisters. I was a Kappa. I think the Greek system can be a really great way to find friends and create community in a new space. With that said, you don't have to be best friends with everyone. You know, there's a big group of women that all have different personalities, different interests, different backgrounds, and you can really get to know these women and see who it is that you click with.
Sororities are big, and you don't have to, that doesn't mean you have to see that person, you know,
There's room
every
for
day.
everyone.
Yeah. I wasn't friends with everyone in my sorority.
Right.
And my mom, even, she was in a sorority, and she was like, you don't have to be friends with everybody.
Right.
That's
You know?
okay.
And it helped me get over being homesick.
Yeah.
And if you're a DJ or a Kappa, like, let me know. So, what are steps that I can take to be a little more kind in my everyday life?
We love this question. It's really important to look for ways in your everyday life to reach out to people and to be kind. Oftentimes it can be so easy to get caught up in our own everyday lives because we're all so busy and there's so much going on and we're attached to our phones that we forget to look up and look around us for those opportunities where we can start a conversation with someone. Can make such a difference, not only for that person who's receiving it, but also for you. Like you find yourself, I feel like whenever I practice that, because it is something you have to be intentional about, but whenever I practice that, it also just fills you up with so much happiness as well.
I think in order to have really beautiful, healthy relationships with other people, with your world, you first have to have that with yourself.
Yeah.
So if there's anything you're struggling with, find space to talk about it, to practice self-care, to unplug. And then the last thing I'd say is just to get involved with Kind Campaign if you're interested.
Yeah.
We have so many different programs. We have this amazing volunteer program that we started a couple years ago called Kind Ambassadors. You can find out all the information about it on kindcampaign.com. You can also follow us online on social media at Kind Campaign.
Yeah. Nobody's ever regretted being nice.
Honestly, it feels so much better.
Good. And actually, submissions are open for our October tour. So if you're in the greater Los Angeles or greater New York area, in elementary, middle, or high school, please apply. We would love to come and meet you.
It's free of charge.
Yeah, totally free. Super easy to apply. Go to findingkind.com. The deadline to enter or to submit is September 1st.
You guys, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to Popsugar Girls Guide for more positivity. And you can follow me at Candace Lowry on YouTube, Candy Lowry on Instagram, and the Candace Lowry on Twitter. And you haven't seen the last of them because they'll be here for Bully Prevention Month in October, and we're gonna do some super awesome things with them. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having
us.
This was so fun.
And I'm sure I'll see you guys again, obviously.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and tell us about one kind thing you did today.
Yes,
I love that.
You know? All right. See you next time, guys. Bye.
Be kind.